But we go into my questions on the spot for this. Um, what was okay? So out of all the studios, what studio do you think did the best job this year?
Oof.
Okay, so can we define like
Just
best
say it
job?
first. Just say it first,
'Cause
and then
okay,
define it. So say yours
all
right
right,
now,
EA.
Jacob.
Uh, I think I'm gonna go with Coalition.
Oh, dude, you're a douche.
Coalition.
You're a douche, Jacob. Because mine was gonna be Coalition too. Oh. But
I'm sorry.
yeah. I mean, I guess we can go ahead and go real quick on why we think EA was probably the best studio this year. Josh.
So EA, it's tough to say. Maybe best. I guess I'm leaning more towards like most improved. I don't know.
No,
I
no, no,
can
no,
even
no.
say
That helps though. No, that's a thing. No, like if
Oh.
they're if that's totally a
Most
thing to where
improved.
because
from they went from 2015 to
You
2016.
tried.
yeah, because I mean, like, frankly, the trend, like when Battlefield 4, the massive fiasco that was,
Mhm.
and EA topping charts as like the most despised company. I want to say it was like 2013, 14, maybe even 15. They were like universally hated for one reason or another, and they release kind of a gem here with Battlefield 1. Kind of a, I want to say a surprise hit. I feel
I
like
have to
they've at
say-
least regained my trust, and I think that's deserving.
We're about to lose this game. Yeah.
In EA's defense,
Yeah, we lost.
I know obviously like that wasn't the one that I picked.
We gotta
but
make this a little bit
just to add
quicker
on to
though.
what you were
We gotta
saying
make this a little bit
Okay.
quicker.
from a FIFA standpoint, I know we talk a lot about FIFA with what we do. But I think
FIFA
there are some
standpoint, no,
shortcomings of this year's FIFA, but
We'll
they
talk
did
about-
like
that's like a
they
whole
did a
new
lot
topic.
better job
That's a
with all
topic.
the things that they added.
Plus,
in.
Titanfall,
It's like-
Titanfall 2. They also did Titanfall 2. Titanfall 2 was fantastic, I think, and EA's.
And then they went and shot themselves in the foot by releasing them 1 week after each other. But we'll get on that.
Oh.
later.
Anyway,
All right,
So, Jacob,
Coalition,
what was
Jacob. If you want to say your little like 2-second thing or whatever, you want to say why Coalition.
I just think they did like a really good I think they did a really good job of just like keeping something like Gears
that feel
like feel
Mm.
yeah like just
That's definitely what I'm.
not-
Yeah.
it feels new, but like it's familiar enough, and I think that's like a craft in its own. Just like pushing something forward. It's been a long time since like a mainline Gears came
It's
out.
come out,
Obviously,
yeah.
there was Gears Judgment or whatever,
that-
but
that
Gears 3
was-
was a
yeah.
360 game, so it's been like at least 5 or 6 years. I don't know. I just think they were like they get the award for best caretaker of like a beloved franchise.
Yeah, thank you.
I was gonna
343.
say they were kind of past the keys to the Porsche. The Porsche was already nice. They just had to make sure not to scratch it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I hope
Pretty much.
like the next Coalition game, if it is Gears or not, if they I wish these guys would be able to make their own game because I think they're probably starving for that. But if the next Gears, if they're making the next Gears, I'm totally fine with it. I think they did a great job. They think there's things to fix like the microtransactions and the active reloading, but other than that, I think they did a good
Yeah.
job.
You can kind of levy that more on the publisher, not
But
so much the developer.
We're gonna move on, Josh, Jua, Evenson, to the next topic, the second topic of the podcast, and that is our most anticipated games of next year. Only next year of 2017, not like in the future. 2017 that we know are gonna be titles in 2017. So, Joshua, since you're the guest, you get to go.
So yeah, I'll go quick. I mean, there's so many good choices.
How about we say
I'll
our
probably lean
choices
more
for this
towards the-
one? How about we say our choices
Okay.
for this one,
I'll
and
pick-
then maybe
I'll do
if we all have
3.
common ones, we'll even talk about it or something like that. Well, I mean,
Okay,
like I said,
alright.
we'll.
So I'll
yeah.
say 3 real quick here. So they'll probably be pretty common to most people that are alive. Red Dead Redemption 2. I mean, it's slated for fall 2017, and I hope they make that. So I'll call that. Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm pretty sure that's also slated for 2017.
That's March.
March, and then third, you know what? Strangely enough, For Honor. I think For Honor. I'm actually pretty excited about it. It's a cool little team game. I think we'll enjoy a lot. Might be it's Ubisoft, so I'm a little worried. It's Ubisoft, right? Creating that
Yeah.
one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm a little low key worried on that one. but EA or Ubisoft kind of has this tendency to do a really good game and then a really bad game, a really good game and then a bad one. I'm hoping For Honor is a good one. So there's my sense.
Jacob?
I think, I definitely 100,000% agree with For Honor. That's up there high on my list. I would say anything that Nintendo manages to get out this year with the Switch coming out, be it Zelda, be it
Mario.
3D Mario, if they can manage to get that out
God.
sometime in 2017. And then a franchise that it's really near and dear to my heart is Assassin's Creed. So they haven't particularly announced anything yet, but they were going to take a 1-year break. That 1 year being this year. So if Ubisoft can get anything out of the AC series, I'm definitely looking forward to that. Those would be like my 3.
I'm gonna go. Well, Josh obviously said Red Dead Redemption.
Tank pushing up on
and
the
Mass
list.
Effect, Andromeda. So he already named 2 of them that I already was like already thinking of. Another one is going to. What the hell? They already disarmed this? What? How did they even do? Where's that guy at?
Just decked.
My anticipated it would be the next FIFA. I think that's because from the jump. No. I gave so
You had to go there.
No. The next FIFA because of what they had to do from this last one to the previous one and what they're gonna do with the next one. And if it doesn't give me what I want, it might be my last FIFA.
I was gonna say I feel like we've been making excuses for FIFA for a while.
Yeah,
now.
but this is the year. This is the year. So we gave them the Dice engine,
All right.
or the Frostbite engine. So
Frostbite. Yeah.
And then I'm going to say, because I'm planning on getting into PlayStation this year, or at the end of the year at least. So
Yeah, we've kind of been neglecting PlayStation
all the games
exclusives.
like that are going to be released on this PlayStation that they announced this past year that's going to come out this next year. And then I would say, God, you guys already named all the titles and stuff that I really like. The bigger
That's why I said
ones.
like. Oh wow, got that guy.
Can my thing be like actually no, never mind, it can't be that. That's kind of cheesy.
Why are you asking us that?
I was gonna say DC. I'm not DC. DLC stuff, but that's not. I don't think that's good enough.
Could probably
DLC stuff, I would say season 2 of Rainbow Six Siege.
Yeah, definitely. I was gonna say Rainbow Six Siege for sure. That would be the one I would be like, okay, what are we gonna get out of this game? But yeah, I mean, let's dive into if you want to dive into Red Dead Redemption real quick, because even though I don't think Jacob is too hyped on that.
Well, I don't know that there's much to talk about. I mean, I think most people again have played the first Red Dead Redemption.
Oof.
The results speak for themselves. I don't even think I need to speak for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
they could probably re-release Red Dead Redemption 1 just in freaking 4K HD graphics.
But are you scared of any hype over it though? Like, is it? You think like it's good that they're picking their spots to put the game out, like they did with.
Have you ever? So let's go to Grand Theft Auto. Have you ever had a overhyped Grand Theft Auto game? No, I don't think I've ever seen that happen.
No. I meant like no. I get Rockstar and stuff, but are you like are you not like afraid at all that there's nothing gonna go on where like it's just gonna be a totally clean launch, clean game that you're gonna enjoy?
Oh, I see what you're saying. I think the multiplayer will probably have a hiccup or two just because the sheer mass of players that'll be playing it.
They usually don't.
I think the same thing
multiplayer's
happened
never
with
available
GTA 5.
the week that it comes out. By the way,
Yeah,
like,
they
usually for
release
both
it separate. It's a smart
GTA,
move.
right?
Honestly, though, there's really not much to be worried about with this. They're
Okay. So, okay.
always.
So then,
I mean,
let's
the
just-
track record speaks.
Then let's move on to Mass Effect Andromeda. Then, I'm not sure if Jacob said anything about this game.
No, I did not. I've never played honestly any of the other Mass Effects.
Okay. So this is Josh. This is why we have Josh on the show, by the way.
Well, because I was recently replaying the whole trilogy and just reliving how amazing the series is. If you guys have never played Mass Effect,
I played Mass
trilogy,
Effect.
please do.
I'm
It's
stoked
a
on this
treat.
game.
It's a treat.
What we saw from the Video Game Awards, I actually was kind of impressed on how much they showed us.
The main downsides to the Mass Effect series, kind of as a whole, are that the gunplay can be a little odd at times, just the pacing, because you pause the game, select your abilities, do all that jazz.
But it's
And
like
I think
Fallout.
they've come out and
What do you mean by
stated,
that?
yeah, they've come out and stated that they're kind of making the combat flow better. So I'm really like, if they
There's a
could
guy laying
polish
down
up
with
the
the
combat,
radio. He's laying down with the objective.
oh,
Got him. I got him.
the story's always top notch. So I'm really excited about it.
Okay. What was the other games we talked about? I guess that we brought up. Oh, no,
I'm
Nintendo
not-
Switch. How about we talked about the Nintendo
I mentioned
Switch?
Switch, yeah.
Yeah, let's
You guys
let's
didn't take that one. I know nothing. about that.
Jacob, what do you so
Well, this
Well,
is really.
okay, so go ahead.
Well, I guess anticipation is a bit of a weird word for the Nintendo Switch, but I mean, I'm excited for it. Don't get me wrong, but it's like we could either be witnessing the rebirth of Nintendo, or we are about to
The
witness
fallen.
the death of Nintendo.
Yes.
At least as a console franchise, console company.
Sega.
Oh,
Like this is really, I feel, their last chance. They messed up so badly with the Wii U, and the Wii, while it was commercially successful, was really very gimmicky.
That was a toy.
So, and a lot of the games that, like, if you look up the games that had just ridiculous amount of sales, those are also very gimmicky games. There's not really, they've never had, I won't say never, but for a long time now, they've not had any really good third party support. So it's just,
I think they need
I don't know,
to
it's an
really
interesting
have
time.
third-party support on this for sure.
it needs to be third party support though that's like current. It can't be like if Skyrim is on the Switch, like, that's great, but
whoop-de-doo.
we need a game from like this century to really make it worthwhile. But I think what I've seen so far, I'm 100% excited for it.
What I think Nintendo does need. I think they need some strong new IP. I think they need to stay away from like the that Super Mario stuff. I think like having like a Mario game on here, yes. Having a Zelda game on here, yes. They already have like those seems like they're gonna be like launch titles or close to launch titles, but I think they need to stay away from that stuff and have like stronger, newer IP to where they can appeal people to come over, or to even buy it.
Yeah.
And then they can come back to it and give it some time, give it some breathing. Because I feel like they just with the Wii, or they saturated with like Star Fox, like these like obviously
Kind of seems like they
well-known-
they use it as a crutch.
Yeah,
almost.
and I get it. I get like, oh yeah, like Mario is like one of the strongest IP out there, but let's let it sit for a little bit and like come out with something like that's meaningful and like that actually like people like are gonna be like, dude, did you play the new Mario game? Like, it's like, no, I haven't played a Mario game in like 15 years, so I have no idea. And then they would want to go and play that game. You know what I mean? That really appeals to people. Like people like us are gonna play the game,
Well,
but like getting people to like actually go out and like be like, dude, the Nintendo Switch, this new IP is like really. And then I feel like they need to like, that's like a different marketing way of like they need to. They need to get away from their old marketing plans. Like I think that's what it really needs to come down to.
Their like lack of marketing plan. You mean?
Yeah, exactly. Like I
Just
feel like
kinda like
I
let's
get.
just
I'm
not
totally,
do pre-orders.
I totally get the scarce thing. I totally get like, okay, let's make it really hard to get. But like, man, if it's gonna be hard to get, man, there better be something on there that's gonna really impress me.
90s style marketing. Like,
Mhm.
with
And they gotta understand. Yes, it's that we aren't Xbox, we aren't Sony. We're not gonna have like the best graphically looking games, but they like Breath in the Wild. Like that game looks amazing. I want to play that game. Like
oh, that reminds something technical to note about the Switch. I read. I can't remember the source. I believe when the Switch is undocked, the console or the Switch cuts its graphic.
yeah,
graphics card
I
basically
put that,
power
go
speed
check
by
out
like
that video game
40%.
daily. By the way, guys,
Yeah.
I did a story on that. But yeah, that came from either Digital Foundry or from Eurogamer. They had like a couple of sources they got. From
Yeah,
there.
I read that. It's just interesting, something to note.
But I think
know what
I
it
don't want to
is.
rant into it.
Good.
But like I think they just need to
Sorry.
clean themselves up and just get their shit together and just get some solid games on that console. And not go to your bread and butter like that. That's what like or even bring back some old titles that we didn't even get to see on the Wii U or on the Wii.
Well, they can have the bread and butter, but it just can't be the only game.
Yeah, exactly.
So they can't just have their bread. They need to expand.
Well, I mean, without spending too much
least from
time
an
on it,
outsider.
I think maybe we should come back to this at a later point.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this
I
is
know.
a huge.
I think
topic.
we'll
Just
probably do
quickly, I
this-
guess, like I feel
Oh, wait,
like
okay,
Splatoon is like what you're talking about, but like that game is too like family friendly focused for like the current Nintendo crowd, for people who like want Nintendo to be good again. Like we're not all kids anymore, and so but like
Make
Splatoon I think
Nintendo
is like
great
a criminally underrated game, and it was
It
a
is.
new IP for them. Oh, anyway, but we can come back to that at a later point.
What was the Jacob said Assassin's Creed? Let's get into that one
Oh dear. Oh,
real
man.
quick.
Sounds Creed.
I'm ready to have an argument with Jacob on this one. Oh man.
We can
Well,
talk
I'm
about this
just
for
glad that
another
they-
couple,
I'm
like a
really
couple
glad that
minutes.
they
We'll
took
talk
it-
about this for a couple minutes. How about
I'm glad
Josh?
that they
You get your minute,
took
and
a
Jacob,
year
you
off.
get your minute. So Jacob, here's your minute.
What am I
Alright,
supposed
well,
okay, Jacob.
I'm glad they took a year off because they were kind of running it into the ground. They definitely need to, if they're going to continue with the modern story, they definitely need to refocus, because it got, spoiler alert, once Desmond dies in Assassin's Creed 3, like, I don't know, there's almost no point to the modern story after that, but they've been trying so hard. It's just, Assassin's Creed, I feel, has just been, historically was a pretty unique idea, especially early on. And I like how they've been able to integrate this kind of
Your minute's coming up pretty soon.
historical
think you're over
fiction
your minute here.
into the
No, his minute's about 15
into-
seconds.
Okay.
just.
Josh is
Console
like timing this
gaming.
shit himself.
And I'm looking forward to see where they take it next. So whether that be Egypt or wherever that next chapter might be, I'm excited for that. I love Assassin's Creed. I love the stories. I love the history. So
And Josh,
Alright, Josh, the
your
floor is yours.
minute.
Man, where do I start?
Okay, signing.
They brought that
that's
game to
killing
like
time.
like as Jacob mentioned, after Assassin's Creed 3, to me that series just came to a grinding and absolute halt. It is going nowhere. The series itself is going nowhere fast. They might as well call it a technical demo. That's what it is.
that's
The
a little bit
game
harsh, I
has
think.
not
That's a little-
changed.
Josh.
Honestly, the game has not changed in a significant way in a very oh god, that's a grenade, in a very long time, and I don't see it happening ever. I think it's done. I think the series is dead. Not to say that the games aren't fun, but they are no longer truly something that I look forward to, which is really sad because I really enjoyed the first ones, a lot.
Josh, you got
They
10
were pretty
seconds.
groundbreaking. All right, I'm done.
Okay, so my thing on this one is that if like Josh said, yes, they are with Jacob going to continue with Jacob. They need to have a new story, maybe not reboot, but get something new in there and make it make sense. But going to Josh's point is like, if they don't have a story, then there's no point in this game. Like, cause like you mechanically you can't change anything up because it's like that's Assassin's Creed. And there's a thing called Watch Dogs, so yeah,
Let's not even get started with that either.
but like
Oh,
this
we'll talk
this
about
game
that.
just like it needs a good story. I think that's the only reason why it's gonna have anything going on for it. If it doesn't have a good story, then end of story. I think Assassin's Creed is basically dead after that.
Should probably hit the next topic here.
All right, so my quick
Take
question
over.
for you guys is,
Yeah.
oh shit, what was I gonna say? Okay, out of the big three, Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, who's gonna have the biggest year next year? Real quick,
Ooh.
That's a brutal question.
just say
I call
Microsoft.
Microsoft with the release of the
Microsoft
Scorpio.
Yeah.
okay.
I
Jacob?
think PS Pro
Oh, sorry.
was kind of a letdown, honestly, in terms of the Sony crowd. I don't think it lived up to the hype. I think Scorpio is gonna actually be, besides my doubts, which
Price
I'm
point.
not gonna talk about
Price
now.
point is the biggest
it's
thing.
gonna be good.
If price point isn't like affordable,
Yeah,
goodbye.
yeah.
Sorry.
Price point is definitely
Like you. This is where you
because
hang your
they've
crown,
stated.
and if
We're
you don't-
behind you.
Oh god, dude, I'm getting murdered.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be 4K supposedly. Whether that's 4K at 60 hertz, who knows? It's gonna be 4K capable, and probably heavily VR capable. Obviously, I don't know how much they've gone into it. I haven't kept up with it as much as I'd like. Oh, Radio, you just got annihilated.
Okay, yes, I know. Okay, so I'm gonna agree with you because I can't trust Nintendo, and if Microsoft can pull this off, this literally puts them ahead. And they need better marketing too. They need to make games
Yeah, they
seem
do.
like
I
they're
agree with
not
that.
just on the PS4. End case.